And we are back on the Zero Hour. I am Richard RJ Eskow, and joining us now is Charles Chamberlain. He is the Executive Director of Democracy for America, the independent progressive organization, and we are delighted to have him. Charles, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, I'm delighted to be here.
Now, who are you here in support of?
Well, you know, our million-member organization is supporting Bernie Sanders. Over 88% of our members voted for us to endorse him. So we've been working hard all over the country trying to make sure that we win these elections.
Well, you know, I love that. And I love that, first of all, because I'm on Team Bernie. I love it because we've had a lot of people on today who are pro-Hillary, and that's fine. But the organizational people who are pro-Hillary, I tend to find, even when they're great organizations, they haven't done what you guys did and what a couple other organizations have done, which is have a vote of your membership over who to endorse. It seems those organizations are top-down in the process. You guys were bottom-up in the process. And at 88%, did that outcome surprise you?
The endorsement didn't surprise me, but that outcome did. We knew that we had set a high bar with it needing a supermajority, because the way we look at it...
66%.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, the way we look at it is that it's important when you're taking something like a race for president, where every single person that's going to be on an email list for an organization like ours definitely has an opinion in the presidential race. So we felt that it was important that we didn't just endorse somebody based on 51%. We didn't want to upset 49% of our membership. So we set a high bar of a supermajority, saying we needed 66.6%. And I thought he was going to take it, but I definitely didn't expect him to get 88%. That was amazing, and really goes to say it's a testament to what a job Bernie is doing in making a clear message. I mean, our members are focused on fighting against income inequality, and that's certainly the centerpiece of Bernie Sanders' campaign.
Absolutely, and well, I'm delighted. I'm delighted to hear it. I'm delighted that you guys are out there. So, what are you guys specifically doing in support of the Sanders campaign?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'd basically say it falls into three major categories. One is organizing, obviously. That's a big one. You know, we're organizing events all around the country, you know, getting people to make phone calls into the key states. First it was Iowa, New Hampshire, all the early states up to Super Tuesday. That's the big focus right now. Doing events all around the country. We also have embedded staff directly on the campaign. So our electoral director is currently their interim training director, national training director. So DFA has been responsible for helping to try to train the volunteers all over the country that are doing these phone calls, that are doing the work on the ground to try to elect. So that's on the organizing side. Two other big ways we're helping out the campaign. We're definitely fundraising. We've raised over $500,000, over 40,000 new individual contributions, which, you know, helps him with his numbers of over 3 million, which is fantastic for the campaign, and helps him with his average contribution of $27. And then the third one is media surrogate, doing things like this, where we actually talk about Bernie, and being, honestly, a defensive attack dog. When the Clinton campaign goes after Bernie and misrepresents the facts or misrepresents his policies, we're not afraid to fight back. And in some cases, that can be really beneficial, because we can be a little tougher than the campaign, maybe.
Yeah, well, go right ahead. Don't let me stop you. Yeah, for example, the statement that somehow he didn't support, he would repeal...
dismantle Obamacare.
Dismantle,
I mean,
right.
that is a very disingenuous statement. And, you know, the other big attack that really bothered us when they called him a reliable vote for the NRA.
That was despicable, candidly.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it really is. I mean, and frankly, it's as close to... It's pretty much close to a bald-faced lie. I mean, the reality is he's voted for background checks. He's voted to close the gun show loophole. He's voted to ban assault weapons. In fact, arguably, he actually lost a race because of his vote to ban assault weapons.
Oh, absolutely.
Early on, that's right. He has a D- record for the NRA. I don't think there's anybody at the NRA that thinks Bernie Sanders is in their corner.
And Charles Chamberlain, Executive Director of the Democracy for America, I've never gotten a D- from a teacher who thought I was a reliable anything. So what do you think of Bill Clinton's comments this week? Bill Clinton has been unleashed, apparently, to critique Bernie. What do you think of his comments?
Well, you know, I think we're looking at a campaign that right now is desperate. They're kind of pitching and turning everywhere, trying to figure out where can they make a mark. And I think what we're seeing is that The bottom line is they can't fight Bernie on the issues. The issues are extremely popular. The majority of Americans want to expand Social Security. They want to make tuition-free college. They want to raise the minimum wage. They want to jail the bankers and bake up the big banks. They can't beat them on these issues. And so because of that, they're going after character attacks. They're going after made-up innuendo. They're going after their supporters, which is a lot of what Bill Clinton was doing. And this is kind of a rehash of what we saw in 2008. In 2008, when they got desperate, they started to just leash out, at anything. And I feel like right now, what they're doing is they're looking in and they're trying to throw the kitchen sink at them.
Yeah, I somehow feel. Look, I think anybody saying sexist things is terrible. But
Of course.
I don't remember when Hillary supporters were saying racist things and when they said terrible things in 2008, and I didn't blame her. I didn't cast aspersions on all of her followers because a handful of people said despicable things.
Look, sometimes the internet brings out the worst in a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I would actually venture to guess that there's a significant number of people that say some terrible things on the internet they would never say at home.
Right.
They certainly would never say to their friends and family. And that's a downside to the internet. But that's certainly true on both sides.
And Bernie has said, we don't want that crap. I quote him verbatim. We don't want your support if that's
Right.
what else is he supposed to do?
There's nothing else he can do.
Last question for you, Charles Chamberlain, Director of Democracy for America. I think of your organization as a progressive organization, but that word seems to be getting to me to be a little amorphous, progressive. I feel if you're a progressive, and this has been a heated bone of contention between the candidates too, I feel if you're a progressive, you want to expand Social Security. I feel if you're a progressive, you want all Americans to have good medical coverage, not just nominal, but good. I feel if you're a progressive, you don't believe we should engage in needless wars or have an ever-expanding military budget. We could go down the line, but do we need a new word?
I don't think we need a new word. I think it's fantastic to see the Clinton campaign desperately trying to attach themselves to the word progressive. I think it's a good sign for all of us that are in the Warren wing of this party that are fighting really hard for economic populism and to make an economy that works for everyone. I want them arguing over who's the most progressive, especially because that's an argument that's on Bernie's turf that Bernie wins.
Right.
The bottom line is Bernie Sanders did not vote for the bankruptcy bill. Bernie Sanders did not vote for the Iraq war. You name the issue, and Bernie Sanders has been on the right side, or rather I should say the left side, the progressive side of issue after issue after issue. So it's not only a fight that I think is exciting to see happen within the Democratic Party, but it's a fight that we win.
Are we having fun yet?
Absolutely. If you've been, I don't know if you've been to any of Bernie's rallies yet.
Oh,
or
yes.
If you've been, it's great. Yeah, so I think you've seen it. I mean, it's really fun to see how much fun everybody's having on I was just last night at University of New Hampshire with the rally with several pop artists were there performing music, and the kids there, the teenagers, the college kids, the adults, they were having a blast, absolute great time. And that's key. We're not just trying to build a better America in policy. We're trying to build a community of people that want to be together and try to change this country together.
Well, that's great. And thank you so much for being a part of it. Thanks for coming on the program. Charles Chamberlain, Democracy for America.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
You bet. And we will be right back after this. I am Richard RJ Eskow, and this is The Zero Hour.